Vijayaraman's and Karanarayan.
Thank you. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, what we saw today was no ordinary speech from Anna. Anna actually talked about storytelling. She delivered an amazing speech purely through the storytelling technique. This was no ordinary speech. Obviously, she is a very experienced person who has won a lot of prizes, so this must come as no surprise to most of us. Anna, I was really inspired by your speech. I was inspired for a lot of reasons. There were a few techniques that I found that was simply amazing. There was first your vocal variety, starting from that was amazing. Your gestures and your use of this particular stage was simply good. There were two aspects of it. One, you were able to talk to this particular crowd, you were able to talk to this particular crowd. In addition to that, you were able to use that to illustrate your husband, and then you, and then your friend. And I think, although I'm not completely sure, I noticed you using a similar technique for your inner voice and the voice outside, the narrator and the dream person. That was simply wonderful. Your organization, when we think about speeches, we are taught about the introduction, body, and the conclusion. This was completely different. All three of them just gelled well in a storytelling format. I couldn't actually figure out, where is she doing this transition? That was simply amazing. Now, obviously, you are very accomplished. You have won a lot of prizes. You don't even want to participate in the next competition. But if I had to say, you are at the national level. For you to go to the international level, I have just a couple of suggestions. Just a couple. There is one, the notion of fluidity of your gestures. When you talk, your gestures also follow you. At certain points of time, the gestures weren't actually coming through very well. For example, when you said, I have a connection, the hand just went out connection. Maybe you can improve on that by saying, I have a connection. It actually illustrates what you are trying to talk about. There is this other aspect of language, a very slight notion. At one point, I think you mentioned who I am. You could just say, who am I? That is a very, very minor note. In terms of gestures, in terms of actually talking through, there is an aspect of using the stage, and there is an aspect of not being distracting as well. You could try to gently work on that depending on what the stage size is. That being said, I really found your speech really wonderful. There are the aspects of gestures, there is the aspect of vocal variety, there is the aspect of just using the stage wonderfully. You were really fabulous in all of these. For you to just get to the international stage, you need to hone all of these and sharpen and chisel them. I really, really look forward to listening to more of your speeches, Mr. Toastmaster.